911, what's the address of your emergency? What's going on?
I was just in a car crash and there was a softball team in this van and the car came crashed
Can you tell me exactly what happened?
Many Carpinteria High School students will think twice before getting behind the wheel after drinking, following a 2-day program that was so realistic it felt that if it had really happened. Here is Carpinteria's Community Resource Deputy, Jeff Diornalis, to show us the powerful Every 15 Minutes program.
Every 15 minutes is a program that started in Canada. It goes off the statistic that every 15 minutes someone is seriously injured or killed in a drunk driving related collision. The scenario was a driver was out with his friends drinking. He was actually celebrating his acceptance into the college of his dreams. They drive to the school. Once they get in the parking lot, the driver kind of horses around with his vehicle and can't maneuver it properly, and he ends up colliding into a van, which was actually some softball players that were loading up for a game. So in the scenario, we had 2 patients that were dead at the scene, and then we had an overall response from Santa Barbara County Sheriff's Department, the fire department here in Carpinteria, as well as AMR. The scenario unfolds as it is. We don't do a lot of choreographing of the scenario because it's kind of a training thing for us too.
In the crash scene, my friend Scarlett here died, and I was hanging out a window, and I had to listen to my friends yelling at me to stay awake and not die. And hearing your friends say something like that really takes you a long way because you don't understand the extent of how much pain one little decision can make everyone go through.
All the students that participated in this are actual CarPi students. They're not like actors or anything. They're devoting their time to do this. Just the fact that they're actual students in this scenario, that's people that the audience knows. So that hopefully has an impact on them as well. What I'm hoping for when we do these scenarios is that it leaves a long-lasting impact on the kids, on the decisions that they make. From a law enforcement and fire perspective, we take this opportunity as a training incident, and we purposefully don't make a lot of coordination in how we respond to the scene because we wouldn't be able to do that in a real-life situation. So I think the fact that we don't know exactly how it's going to unfold helps show the impact of what actually is going to happen.
In this case, it just felt so real. My body started shaking. I knew what was coming, how I was going to disappoint my family, everyone, basically getting a lot of people injured.
Eventually it leads to determining that the driver's been drinking and ultimately place him under arrest.
Over the past 2 days, we have gone through extensive amount of emotions, and I can't begin to explain how much the Every 15 Minutes program has impacted me. It's so much more serious to me now, and it's huge to me, and it's made such an impact on me that I think it's our jobs, as people of this program, to show people that it's not right, and it's way bigger than anyone at this school can even realize.
I would just like us to take a moment of silence for anyone who has been injured or killed in a drunk driving related accident.
The second day there will be a mock funeral of the dead patients that were in this scenario. There'll be a video that will be played. Our driver was booked into jail, as well as a sentencing hearing where he was sentenced to prison.
Somebody was selfish that night. Horribly, horribly selfish. Had somewhere in the neighborhood of 9 mixed drinks. Got in the car, was driving close to 60 in a 30-mile-an-hour zone, swerved around a stopped car when Mallory and her friends were crossing in the crosswalk, and changed my life forever. So I'm here as a parent to say, if you're drinking, don't drive. If your friends are drinking, take your keys away. Do whatever it takes.
Now that I've experienced what I experienced last night and yesterday and even today in this whole assembly, I can find the courage to take the keys away from someone who's been drinking or drive to wherever to pick them up to bring them home so that they don't have to drive, and because they need to know that it's not right. I think it's definitely going to make a change in our community this year because I think everyone at our school was impacted.